again. Okay. Multiplying integers. Two groups of 4 are added. Two groups of positive 4 are added, and that's what this is showing. We got one group of 4 coming in here. We got another group of 4 coming in there. Boom, and it's 8. Congratulations, 7th graders. You just did 2 times 8, or 2 times 4. Yes, I know. Even during 7th period, you can still do this high-level mathematics. All right, yes, as you should. So two groups of plus 4 are added. Now, the reason why they're added is because of, let's see here, can I grab it? No. This 2 is positive. Whoa. All right. This 2 is positive, so this, yeah, boom, boom, boom. This 2 is positive. Do you agree with me? What is going on there? I guess so. I'm trying to be cool and do something new. 2 added, no, whatever. So those 2 are added because this 2 is a positive integer, and this is a horrible, hard to follow video so far. So if this is the first video you've heard of mine, I apologize. It'll get better, I promise. It gets better. All right. So with our multiplication mat, we have 8 that are left in here. Okay? 8 left inside this multiplication mat. All right, let's look like a smiley face. Now, we have what kind of integers that are being multiplied together in this example? Okay, someone? Yes. Okay. They're positive. And I can tell you this much. Well, can you tell me this much? What happens when for the product of 2 positive integers? What are they always going to be, Jace? Positive, yes. The product of 2 positive integers will always be positive. Ugh. The product of 2 positive integers will always be positive. There. The product of 2 positive integers will always be positive. And I don't need to say they're being multiplied because you know that the word product means when there's things that are multiplied together. Same way a difference is subtraction. A sum is addition. Good? Next one. Those 2 positive integers. Anybody not get that, by the way? That's 2 positive integers. Now let's go with 1 positive and 1 negative integer. So here's the story about these 2. You are going to add, because this first 2 is a positive integer, you are going to add 2 sets of -4 integers. 2 sets of -4 integers. So here's 1 set of -4 integers. Here's 2 sets of -4 integers. And what's left in our mat when we're done with that question, with that expression? Yes? -8, correct, because we have 8. I'm not going to circle that. That's not what we used in the past. Because we have 8 negatives here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 negatives. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. Okay, but I was just trying to point out that there are 8 negative integers there, and they looked like eyeballs, and I got distracted, all right? So, here we go. So add 2 sets of -4 integers. Here's one set of -4 integers. Here's another set of -4 integers. And those 2 come together, and it becomes -8. Okay? Now, here's the deal with when you have a positive and a negative integer together. What was the situation here? What did it come out as? Okay, someone raise your hand. Yes. Negative. So the product of a positive and negative integer will always be negative. The product of a positive and negative integer will always be negative. Any questions on that? Yes, sir.
Why would it always be negative? Like for addition and subtracting them, it depends on which number is higher.
Right, which absolute value. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that what the rule is for this, or is it always going to be negative?
That's the rule right there. The product of a positive and negative integer will always be a negative. Because this guy here demonstrates how that's possible. Because you're doing 2 sets of -4 integers. And then in a second here, you'll see what happens when the first integer is negative. Okay? All right? Good? Moving on. Multiplying with counters, using the example -2 times -4, and here's an illustration of that. Now, the story with this one is this. With the other one, we are adding 2 sets of whatever integers. But we're not adding something here because this isn't a positive integer. That's negative. So what do you think we're going to do? Someone raise your hand. Yeah, Freddie. Subtract, yes. So we are going to remove 2 sets of -4 integers. We're going to remove 2 sets of -4 integers. Now, I'll wait for you to finish that writing. Here's the major concept of this one. So in fact, you kind of have to know the answer before you can look at this. And what I may mean by that is, you have to know how many zeros to put into your sea of zeros. Let's put that into writing so you can look at that tonight. So over here, I would like you to write, when both integers are negative, find the sea of zeros by multiplying absolute value. So we're going to find the C of zeros by doing absolute value. And that may seem kind of crazy and different and blah, blah, blah. But just give me a second. After you get done writing, I'll show you what I mean. When both integers are negative, find the C of zeros by multiplying the absolute values. Well, values. So what I mean by that is this. We have 2 times 4. Well, here's negative 2 times negative 4. Okay, what's the absolute value of negative 2? 2. Good. What's the absolute value of negative 4? So 2 times 4 is 8. So we're going to find our C of zeros by having 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, 4 zeros. I'm going to do that red. So we have 1 0, 2 0, 3 zeros, 4 zeros, 5 zeros, 6 zeros, 7 zeros, 8 zeros. Because 2 times 4 is 8. Yes? Yes. Okay. Do you see how we found our C of zeros and got 8 of these guys? Because here it says when you have 2 negatives, we need to find how many C of zeros we have. Okay, I think we're following me pretty well. Let's see now. So, now look what it says over here. It says remove 2 sets of negative 4 integers. Remove 2 sets of negative 4 integers. So what they're doing is they're taking 1 set of negative 4 integers and removing them. Then they're taking another set of negative 4 integers and moving them. Technology is cool, I know. Okay? So, don't ruin this for me. Now, so what is the answer to negative 2 times negative 4? What's sitting here, Jace? Negative 8. No. Positive 8. Remember, black is positive, red is negative. Yep. Or in our situation, black is positive, white's negative. Okay? Now, what did you notice about what happens when you have 2 negative integers? Yep. Yep. So, we have the product of 2 negative integers will always be positive. Oh yeah, we are making great time. No, I'm serious. We're at least 10 minutes ahead of all the other classes we're at this point. Yep. Because you guys are awesome. That's right. The product of 2 negative integers will always be positive. And that's because when you're multiplying together, you're removing groups of negative integers, as we displayed above. Okay? Now, this is when we have to get our thinking caps on. Looks like only one person still right. Yeah. This is going to be really, 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 really tough. Prepare yourselves. Make sure you're comfortable, but not overly comfortable in your chairs. Now, Freddie, this one right here is way harder than your homework. Ready for this? Can someone please take a risk and tell me the answer to 3 times 3? Okay, who's... You know what, Lena? Go. Here we go. Read. What you got? Yes. 9 it is. And I want you to write this down exactly how I write it down. It's colored in. It's not a dash. It's a circle. And you're going to go a 3 by 3, which is 9. It does. It's an ugly 9. Okay.
Looks like a cardinal.
It's horrible. Okay. It looks like a Q again. So we have 9. The next one, however, this one actually is going to be a bit more of a challenge because we're going to demonstrate once again how it's going. So if I had to tell the story of this one for the one we just did for number 1, we are adding 3 sets of plus 3. Okay, if I had the story, that's what we're doing there. We're adding 3 sets of plus 3. Everything okay over here? Did you drop something down there? Did you? I saw you guys looking over there like 10 minutes ago. They've been messing with you for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, with this one, I want you to look and see what we have off to the right here by that star for this next one. What does it say there? And someone please read it to me. Okay. Go for it, Raven. Good. So it says when both integers are negative, to repeat for YouTubes here, when both integers are negative, you're going to multiply by the absolute values to find our C of zeros. What is the absolute values multiplied for -2 minus -3? Lambert?
Meaning the absolute values are 2 and 3, and together they are 6.
Yes. Yep. So we are going to do 6 zeros. 6 zeros. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the negatives. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yours should look exactly like that. I don't want any dashes. I don't want a plus sign, negative sign. I want it to look exactly like that. So when you need help on this possibly tonight, yeah, I agree. It's cool. Oh, sorry, yeah.
See, I put my negatives. Mine were like
Okay. If that works for you, I can handle that because you're not doing it wrong. It's just different, okay? Sydney, question? Okay. All right. A couple of you are getting excited. School's almost over for the day, but I need you to focus here. What is the story for number 2? What is the story for number 2? Here was the story for number 1, adding 3 sets of plus 3. What's the story for it? Yes?
Remove 2 sets of -3.
Remove 2 sets of -3. I like it. Of -3. So I'm going to remove 2 sets of -3 after you guys write that little story. Okay. Can you write those 2 stories down for him?
Thank you.
So this is what's happening. I'm removing 2 sets of -3. I'm going to go ahead and do red because red's like the color of... All right. We're removing this. Pew! He's out of here. Removing this. Here you go. Right there. What do we have left in our mat? What do we have left in our mat, Jace? Positive 6. So the answer is 6. Thank you. It is a pretty color, purple.
Is this going to be our homework, or do we have different?
Different. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on this? This is kind of crazy. The story for number 3. The story for number 3 is add 6 groups of -2 integers. Add 6 groups of -2 integers. We added 6 groups of -2 integers. So what does that leave us with? Ready? What is it? How many negative integers do we have here? 18? Close. Take away 6 of those. Sam, -12. Yes, because we have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. Ew. 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups of negative integers. Okay? All right, maybe we're not 10 minutes ahead. All right, we're going to do one more. Yes.
So the answer is 6?
The answer is 12, -12, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 negative integers. Yes. The what? Look at your rule for 1 positive, 1 negative integer. Dominique just asked a really good question. She said, wait, but it says what 1 is the 6, which has a higher absolute value than 2, is the positive number. But that's for adding and subtracting. Here is what it says when there are 2, when 1 is positive, 1 is negative. The products of a positive and negative integer will always be negative. All right, next one. The story for this one, because I want to give you guys some time to do the homework. No, this is not the homework. This is just the notes. We have take or remove. Whoa. Wow, dyslexia a little bit. Remove. Hey, I can have you guys do the rest of this the same way the 6th period had to.
What's that?
Yes, but I said 6th period. Remove 4 sets of -3 integers. Is that too thin of writing? Can you read that in the back? Okay. You can? In the front? Okay. It might just be my bad handwriting. So we have 2 negative integers, and according to the notes that we have already written and that people have responded to, we're going to multiply the absolute values of those 2 together. So that would be how many zeros we need to create? 12 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scott Smith. Hi. No, as said in the announcements a couple times today, they start tomorrow. Oh. Gotcha. Good one. Correct, because we needed to give the gym up because of the heat. All right? You're very welcome. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I know what room you're in then. All right. Bye. Okay. Here we go. So there is 6. All right, stick with me. I know the phone call was a little distracting. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we have 12 zeros out there. And we are going to remove. Sorry. So what are we gonna remove here? The negative. How many of them? Okay, let's see. Blake, I haven't heard you speak today. What am I going to do? Remove the negatives? But how many of them? 12, but can you be more specific? I didn't know about 12 other than doing that absolute value thing. There we go. So we're removing 4 sets of -3 integers. So, he gone. See you later. Thanks for playing. Goodbye. So what's remaining? Positive 12. So we have 12 positive integers, so the answer is 12. Okay, so the answer is 12. Thank you. No, that's hurtful. No. Okay. Are there any questions on that before I stop the YouTube video? You don't have to make here. Just do it like this. Okay. As my students are requesting, they want me to tell you to like and subscribe and don't comment because I have the comments turned off. Ooh, if you need to comment, email me. Mr. Smith District 7 gmail.com or smsmith@ecusd7.org. Say bye, everyone.